That's what I honestly thought it was. I was so shocked at how my wife, whom I knew for the previous year and dated and married, could be mentally ill so suddenly. I didn't see any crazy behavior from her at all before. Mill and Phil then took me to the mental hospital. Before we met the doctor, Mill sat me down and told me 2 rules. 1. Do not tell the doctor that you are her husband. Pretend that you are her cousin. 2. Do not say anything or ask questions. Just listen to what the doctor. I was just so stressed and in shock. I agreed to everything. I just wanted to see my wife. The doctor came in and told us that my wife has the following conditions: severe depression, depersonalization, and dissociative disorder. What the fuck? I didn't know what any of those were, and I had a million questions. But Mill abruptly ended the meeting and pulled me away from the doctor, and we went outside. I observed my Mill paying for the hospital visit in cash, and she did not use the Korean national health insurance at all. I later learned that this was not to leave any paper trails of the visit that can be looked up in national health insurance records. Mill and Phil both emphasized that she is sick because of the wedding and marriage that happened. They told me that I should have been more accommodating to their daughter and treated her better. I apologized to them, and they told me to go back and wait quietly. So I did. You can ask Fanstin. Some of you might wonder why I didn't press the issue further, but in Korean culture, especially to the in-laws, I was not supposed to disrespect them by going against their words, especially when my wife was so ill. I thought leaving it to whatever they felt comfortable was best for. Days went by and still zero contact. I got very anxious and tried all means of communication to my wife, brother-in-law Ebi, from now on, her grandparents, and my Eli Sil, but nobody responded. So I drove up to where Bill worked and tried to talk to him in person about what's happening. When he saw me, he literally ran downstairs to run away from me. What the fuck? But it was a small building, and I caught up to him, and he was very nervous. When I tried to talk to him, all he said was, "It's between you two. I don't know anything," and he ran away again. This time, I didn't follow him. I was completely shocked yet again about what just happened. About 10 minutes later, Mill called me, finally, and she told me to leave her son alone and just talk to her instead. She then told me that my wife is still very sick and she needs more time until she can return to me. She was insistent that the best thing for me to do was just wait until she recovers. I decided to stay put. A week went by and my Mill and Phil suddenly appeared at my door. I let them in and Mill started to gather my wife's things. I asked what was happening and Phil suddenly told me, "You are not supposed to have oral sex." What the fuck? Then he explained to me that the reason why my wife is so suddenly sick is because I forced her to have oral sex and performed oral sex on her.